We rolling. What's good, party people? It's your boy Tim back at it again with another day. With another vid. Well, with another day and another vid. Most def. And today we got us, 5 more points of life advice. The part 2 of the life advice. You feel me? If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the first one. So the format of both vids, that vid that I posted and then this vid right now is, 5 points, 5 pieces of advice for life. I remember saying that I was going to do a part 2, but never really got around to it. It was in my list. It's just I kept coming up with other ideas. Hence, like a big gap between now and then all those vids and then, now. But going through the list again, decided to do a part 2 to this. I'm probably not going to go on a milk around with this. I'm probably not going to milk it. This will probably be the last one. Maybe, I don't know. If I come up with more, then maybe. But yeah, I don't want to go on a milk round with it, and just, But anyway, I got 5 more points, giving my little 2 cents, for life, and then, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, you feel me? Share with all your people so we could all have a good time, you feel me? And then, So yeah, got my notes right here, you feel me? Let's get on to, wait, hold on, because I can't see. It's a little, I'm moving around a lot this morning, so if my glasses fog up, I gotta move them forward, so that's why they on my nose right now. But anyways, like I said, 5 little points. We don't get through them as quick as possible, and bet. So number one, this is mainly, let me not. So number 1, keep you a good job. So, what I mean by that is keep you a good job, bro. Don't be like me, right? Don't be like me. I was one of them ones, I was one of them ones that just dipped off, didn't put no 2 weeks in, just quit. You feel me? Just, just like most of my jobs that I did, well, let me think for a minute. Some of my jobs, I'm not gonna say most, but some of my jobs, I just straight left. Like, didn't give no warning, no 2 weeks in, just straight quit. You feel me? Don't do that, because, just don't do that. But the reason why I say keep you a good job is because, mainly for like people who are just getting out of high school, right? Now, this could be different. This could be a different thing because some people go straight to college after high school. You feel me? Which is also a good thing, right? But I would say at least keep you like a part-time sum on you, just so, you don't have to rely on other people to, or not even just that, but you want to be able to take care of yourself. You want to be able to, And the good thing about that is it'll teach you a lot about budgeting. It'll teach you a lot about, saving your money, not spending it. That was a big problem with me growing up. Well, no, I ain't gonna. That was a big problem with me. Cause I'm a big spender, bro. Like, any type of money I get, just, you feel me, crazy. If I told you, never mind. Let me leave that alone. But anyways, it'll teach you it'll teach you things that you need to know in life. Budgeting, saving. And then so definitely keep you a good job on you. And then So number 2. Number 2, be yourself. Now, very cliche to say. I'm pretty sure you heard this from your teacher, from your mom, from your dad, from any other family member, your friends, whatever. Be yourself, but it's vital, is what I'll say. It's vital. I think I said, be yourself. in any type of situation, and this is something that I had to work on coming out of high school, but even in any situation that you in, you don't really want to put, you know what I mean? Now, you shouldn't have no type of barriers up. You shouldn't uh be fake towards other people. Even if, I mean, you know what I mean, but yeah, so be yourself as in, you know, yeah, you know, like even if it's a like don't be yourself in, you know, like don't change yourself to be cool with other people. That was something that I did when I was younger too. Like I would uh try to act like somebody that I wasn't. You feel me? Just to impress somebody, or you know what I mean, to be cool with somebody. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Um, or fake it till you make it. Actually act like somebody else to get out of a situation. I used to do that a lot too. You feel me? Uh, Dang, what else? Um, yeah, you know what I mean? Like basically be you, as in like don't change yourself for other people. That's like that was like I think I said that. That's correlating with that other one that I had said. Don't compare yourself with other people, right? Because it's like be yourself, and with that, you know what I mean, you'll start acting like other people because of the fact that you're looking at all these other people that are, popular. That was something that I did too back in school. Popular, or cool with pretty much everybody, and you know what I mean, yeah. That's not the way, bro. It's not the way. But anyways, we're moving on. So yeah, don't be yourself, and yeah, don't compare yourself with others. That's factual, cliche but true. You feel me? Uh, Number three, keep in contact with your family. You feel me? In life, whatever type of situation you in, you might have friends on the outside. You feel me? You might have people that you hang with on the outside, right? But you always gonna need people to fall back on. You feel me? Even then, you don't know when it's the last time you gonna see them. You feel me? Factual. You feel me? Uh, or it could be a situation to where like yo, you had a few. It could be a situation to where you fell out with them. You feel me? Y'all had a disagreement. You know what I mean? And then it got to a point to where y'all not speaking with each other. Yeah, definitely hash all that junk out. Yeah, hash all that junk out. You feel me? Make peace, and you know what I mean, because you never know. Mainly online, but I definitely have seen or heard stories where there have been people who, of course, family members that have fell out, had uh had a disagreement, ended up not talking to each other for a significant amount of time until that other family member passed away. And then it's like, oh, you feel me? The last thing I said to them was, get away from me, or, something like that. You feel me? Like, you never know what you're going to, leave behind. You feel me? Uh, and yeah, you know what I mean? And in life, like I said, what I was trying to say before, but in life, whatever situation you might be in, whether you got friends or not, you always gonna need people that you gonna need to fall back, or you always need people to fall back on. Is that a buzzer? That's crazy. Some dead outside. But anyways, yeah, you always gonna need people that uh to fall. You're always going to need people to fall back on. You feel me? Uh, Yeah, you know what I mean? Because they always gonna be there. You know what I mean? You'll have friends, they'll end up, dipping off. Or you might just be in a situation to where you can't see them on a regular basis. You feel me? Fam. You could be going through something mentally, you feel me? Or physically, fam will be there to take care. Not saying your friends won't be able to, but I'm saying they're the ones that are always gonna stay. You feel they're always gonna be there. And, yeah. So yeah. So bet the fourth thing. Oh yeah, continue. Is that the right one? My bad. I can't print. I can't really read my own handwriting. That's crazy. Okay. continue to learn things about life. Okay, yeah. So continue to learn. What I mean by that, right? You could have a whole career, or you could have a whole, oh yeah, whole career, your respective career that you're I guess I can say majoring in, you know what I mean, in college, or if you have a game plan in high school, you know what I mean, you're gonna have a plan, right? But don't let that be the only thing that you're well versed in, is what I meant to say, or is what I'm meaning to say. Like, don't let that be the only thing that you're well versed in, right? You know what I mean? You want to have so much knowledge about different things, you feel me? Like for me, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, I follow these different accounts of, like, you know, different accounts learning about animals, different accounts learning. That's why I know so much about space. That's why I know so much about, uh, like, I don't know if I ever said that. So yeah, us as humans, right? I think it was, at first it started out as 2%, but now I think it's 5%, right? So like us as humans, we've only explored, or we only know about like 5% of the ocean, right? You know, that's something that I learned, I mean, in books or online, you feel me? Um, you know, so never really stop learning is what I meant to say, is what I'm meaning to say, you know what I mean? Or it could be a situation to where you major in, let me bring something up. Or bet. So like, let's just say your overall goal, right, is to make it to the league, whether it's the NBA or NFL, bro. That's your whole game plan. Let's just say it's a situation to where you on the way to work, or you on the way to school, or wherever you at, your car break down, or your tire go flat. If you have that knowledge to be able to change that tire, although you're a football player, a basketball player, you feel me? That could come in very handy. You feel me? Instead of waiting on somebody, instead of being late to wherever you going and waiting on somebody to, what I mean, help you out with that, you could be the one to change. You feel me? Like having having other knowledge, or being well versed in something else besides what you're usually in. You feel me? So yeah, yeah. Continue to learn, most def. 5, the last one, the fifth one. You feel me? Take the time to learn to love yourself. Self-esteem, right? And I actually took the time to define the word, right? An individual's overall subjective evaluation of their own worth, value, and competence. And then it was like a little sentence after the definition that I kind of, wanted to keep in there too. It reflects a person's physical self-image, confidence in their abilities, and perceived success in life, right? So yeah, it's really, there's a lot of things that you shouldn't do, right, while in the process, or while continuing to learn to love yourself, right? I have made, I have made the mistake of trying. So, right, this kind of correlates with the one about be yourself and don't compare yourself with others, right? Because it's like, I'm trying to connect it all. So yeah, because it's like, that's the reasoning, the ultimate reason on why you would do something like try to be somebody you not. You feel me? You know what I mean? Or try to do something to impress somebody, because you ultimately do not love yourself, or you're still learning to, love yourself. That's bad, because you could end up not knowing you, or just, not knowing you, or yeah, like that could cause something like depression, that could cause something like, anxiety and stuff like that, bro. Like all these mental health problems stem from, or now I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them, stems from that. You feel me? uh there are a lot of people who get into relationships, right, that don't fully love themselves, right? So they're relying on their spouse to to bring them up, to or lift them up, I guess I can say, to lift them up, to, that could be bad too. Because what if that's not the situation that you in, as far as, a relationship? You feel me? What if that person, that spouse that at first did that, and then the second one, or what if that spouse isn't the one to bring you up, but to bring you down? You feel me? Like, situation, dang, I can't think of one right now. That's wild. But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, you in a relationship and you don't fully love yourself, right? You um really, you shouldn't even try to get into or be in a relationship if you don't fully love yourself. Because like I said, you looking for that validation from your spouse. That is something that will not always pull up. Like I said, you could fool around and have somebody that, instead of them picking you up, they bring you down, types. You feel me? uh yeah. And then, even then, having a better headspace about you, knowing that there are things to improve on, is overall good for your life, for your, whether it's, physical health, mental health. You feel me? Like I said, I don't know if I ever said this in a video, but I do. I do love myself, right? My self-esteem is through the roof. You feel me? But I know that there are things, or there's room to improve, right? So with fully knowing that you love yourself, you can do things like self-evaluate your mental, your physical, and be like, okay, there are things that I need to work on, or I'm cool. You feel me? I know that there are things I need to work on. You feel me? Mentally and physically. You feel me? Uh, yeah, you know. So yeah, take the time, and this could be for somebody getting it, or nah, not even in. Even with people that are, this is really essential for somebody who is just getting out of a relationship, right? Because you don't really feel it, bro. You be thinking these thoughts of like, uh, well, what about me kind of pushed them away? You feel me? What did I say? What did I do? What I look like? You know what I mean? All that stuff. You start really looking at you feel me? And yeah, that would be the, that would be a great time to, learn to love yourself. Do things like work out, do things like go to therapy. You feel me? That was something I did too. Both of those. But yeah, that's why I had made that decision to that's gonna be, I'm gonna have to like keep reminding myself to do that, because I forgot. But yeah, so like that's why I had made that vid of like, yeah, I'm picking a day. So yeah, next year, my bad, next year, by the end of next year, so literally December 31st, 2027, right? I'll make another video of, or any, because I don't know if that's gonna fall on a Thursday or Friday, right? I don't really know how my schedule gonna be like by the time that happens. But anyways, uh, yeah. So I'm basically gonna work out, get my diet right, and everything like that, and then do like a before and then after. So that working out vid, I didn't do no before. I'm gonna just do the before and after on that vid, right? Show y'all the progress, right? Uh, and then yeah, you know what I mean. So that was based off of a self evaluation of me. You feel me? The fact that I do love myself, but I know that I have room to improve which is, you know, getting the weight down, shedding the weight. You feel me? That was a self-evaluation. I was like, okay, bet that's something that I need to work on. That'll help with things like energy, mental stuff too. You feel me? And of course, you're trying to be physically healthy. So you feel me? So yeah, stuff like that could come into play when you learn to love yourself. You feel me? So yeah, that was the fifth and final one. You feel me? Hopefully these resonated with y'all. Hopefully y'all take this and apply it in y'all's lives. You feel me? And yeah, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this day. I'm up early. It's humid, it's hot outside, but it's still a good day. You feel me? Birds still flying around, people out doing what they do. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this humid, hot day. Y'all make sure y'all do too. Peace.